When was the last time you wrote a song?
Oh man, I'm working on one right now. I try and write a little something every day. I try and write a line or two at least, you know. Other times, it's more than that.
Because your albums are original material.
Yeah.
You know, what is your process for that?
Man, they come when they come. It's the weirdest thing. My songwriting process is strange. It's like some of this album are songs that happened on the fly, if that makes any kind of sense. I would get together with my band, we'd do the show, and I'd be like, I got this groove. At the show. I would start a groove at the show, and then we'd figure it out, because we didn't really practice all that much, and I probably shouldn't be saying that, but we didn't really practice that much, you know, because of time and everything else. So we got good at these songs on the fly, man, and I'm like, oh, I got another groove. I'd be just sitting home practicing, come up with a groove and give it to my band, and it's simple enough, and then they run with it, you know? And that's why I feel so lucky to have those dudes around me. So some of my album is that, and other songs are, you know, me being on the plane coming back from Spain. Like, right when I got back, I wrote this song Propaganda right when I got back to the United States. Because I had been away for 8 months, you know? And then I came back and I was in the airport. I saw up on the TVs when I was waiting to go through customs all of this news and all of this stuff, and I was like, ugh. Not to say that Europe is better, but it's just a little bit different with that, you know? And here is very specifically like, so I wrote a song like that. So it all depends, man. You know, sometimes you have moments where you get struck by inspiration and you have to do whatever you got to do to write it down. Some people don't, and then they lose it, you know? But it comes when it comes. You can't really control it. I just try and keep myself open to it, you know?
Who are your influences?
Paco de Lucia, Tomanito, Carlos Montoya, Prince, Radiohead, John Coltrane, Bjork, D'Angelo, Mos Def, Pearl Jam, you know, innovators. Tesla, man. Tesla started it for me. It really did. Love Song by Tesla, the 5-man acoustical jam, that's what started it for me. So I gotta give that props.
It's the most unusual place you played, because you know, talking about live music and...
The most unusual place I played is probably, like, I did a military tour with R&B artist Sincere here from Milwaukee. Put a group together and we played for the Armed Forces Entertainment Company. And the first trip that we did was Kuwait, Qatar, Afghanistan, Kyrgyzstan, Southwest Asia, Djibouti, Africa. You know, it was crazy. And we were in Kuwait, and it was right by the border, the Iraqi border or whatever, so we were in full gear when we were playing. It was nuts, man. Like, first of all, it was hot as I don't know what, you know? It was like 140 degrees outside, and that's not my style. I mean, come on, man, that's too hot. So we had bulletproof vests. We're playing out there, it was nuts.
Genres?
Yeah, you can learn something from everybody, man. You know, it's crazy. When I was growing up and thinking, like, this music thing was burning a hole in me, I could always play, but I just didn't really care that much when I was younger. You know, I didn't really put that much effort into it. And I got to a point where I was like, I think I can do this. But it's gonna take work. And the only difference between this guy and this guy making it and this guy not making it, is practice. And how much time you invest and how much effort you invest in it, you know? That's the only difference. Who works the hardest? Who practices the most? And then does it, you know? So all this time I've been trying to do that, to stay on it like that. You can draw inspiration from people everywhere. Yeah, I look at people that do things that I can't do, and they do what I do just so much better than me, and I'm like, man, I gotta go practice, you know? But it's humbling, and it's a wonderful thing. It's a wonderful thing, man. That's the only way to grow, you know? It's all relative, all of it. It's all relative, you know? So it's not about me being the best guitar player or nothing like that. I'm not on no ego stuff. I just want to learn as much as I can and work as hard as I can while I have the ability to.
You know, you want to just speak to that a little bit about how you know, you're here and then you hear this music first? Is that how it happened, that you heard it and you're interested and you're like, now I'm going to go to Spain? Or
yeah, it was
what was
weird.
the process that you ended up there the first time and then now that you're going back again?
Well, initially, I released a CD in 2004 called Fuego, which is like flamenco fusion. And, you know, I didn't never take no lessons or nothing, so a real flamenco head will listen to this and be like, that's not right, you know, but it's fusion, and it's what I could do at that time, and I stand behind it 100%. I was working with what I had, you know, and those are songs from my little two-man show that I was doing with this other guy, you know, my compositions though. So, you know, I started to get a little bit of press for that around here and start to do better, but then I thought to myself, like, I've never been to the place where this kind of music comes from. And I know that there's this much about it that I don't know. So how could I really, in my mind and in my heart, call myself this kind of musician or this kind of musician, and I haven't been to the place where it comes from one, and I don't know the first thing about it. You know, I was just going on what sounded good to me, and that was in my little structures, you know. But to learn traditional flamenco, I had to go there and get around it and get up in it and listen to it constantly, and that's what helped me the most grow, you know, to grow the most. It's phenomenal. I bought a one-way ticket. Very little money in the bank. I didn't even have my passport, you know. And I looked on Priceline.com and found a one-way ticket to Madrid and bought it on a whim because something told me to buy it. Do it. Go. If you're gonna do this now. You're not gonna wait 2 years, 3 years, 4 years down the line and be like, okay, this is the best time for me to do this now. It was like, either I'm gonna do this now or I'm just gonna forget about it.
How old were you when you did that?
27, 28.
27, okay.
And so I went there and figured it out, learned Spanish a little bit, you know. Made a life, practiced, did a lot of shows, performed a lot, started singing a lot, you know. And came back a better musician, more rounded. And now I can't wait to go back because I've grown from then until now. And I can't wait to go back and to see my friends and the places that I used to play at and to grow some more and to see some more phenomenal musicians that inspire me. The country's great too, you know. For some reason, this has caught my ear until now, you know. And I don't have any reason to think that it's gonna stop, you know. It's been that way for the last 9 years. It's been that way enough for me to not have no lessons and just plug away and plug away and plug away at it. Like, if you don't like something, if you're not interested in it, you're not gonna do that, you know? So I just try and keep an open mind and learn from these musicians that I see on the road and these musicians in other countries. You know, it's a gift to be able to go see them on their own turf, in their own little towns, in their own little cafes where they play. And because they're probably never gonna come here, some of these people, never. So you gotta be over there to see them, or have somebody record them, you know, and it just won't be the same. So those things like that inspire me the most. You know, I don't know where my musical, I don't know where it's going to take me per se, but I hope that it takes me, that I stay on the road that I'm on. I have no intentions of getting off of it, and it progresses. And we'll see what happens, you know.
So any other thoughts or anything you can?
I just want to say that, you know, it's an incredible ride to be able to do this, and this is a really, really special time for me right now. I haven't released my album last week. I had a CD release party last night. I feel like this is a part of my life I never want to forget, and it's good that we get a chance to sit down and talk about it a little bit so that the people who are interested in my music can know a little bit about me behind the scenes and where it comes from. That I'm not just this or that, you know. They can know where I'm coming from with it. It comes from my heart, you know. That's it. That's it. Yeah.
Hello.